It's an artwork called Sightlines by Jhyling Lee, who really endeavored to connect the artwork to its historical, cultural, and environmental surroundings. So, as such, we could really consider this artwork to be site-specific. And site-specific is the opposite of plop art, because sightlines, according to Lee, would not look anything like it does if it was installed in any other location or setting. So in other words, Lee designed sightlines as it is, from her perspective, articulates and connects with the social, historical, geographical, and cultural horizon of its surroundings. What do you think about its architectural kind of sensibility?
It does play very well in the space that it's in, that I would say. But also at the same time, it really strongly holds on to very clean lines. It's minimalist, so I'm sure you really enjoy that piece on its own. It's minimalist, but at the same time, she does borrow a few features from nature itself, like the hexagonal shapes, which one can tie in with a beehive, and also with the cells of trees and leaves and nature on its own. So that's what kind of stands out for me.
And there's so much going on with this piece too. For one thing, Sightlines does bring to bear Jhyling Lee's architectural background. So it does have a kind of structural like kind of feeling. You can go under it, you could seek shelter into under it. Maybe not so much because they're hollow. But it does have that shelter like feeling that actually seems to connect with the condominium beside it and the church beside it. So it's almost like an extension of those two buildings.
It also does look like what they call it, an organ.
It looks like an organ?
Played in churches, like really Gothic-like churches. And that's what it tends to flow into.
And it also really kind of references the skyline of the community in two different ways. The first way is it represents the changing skyline of the buildings, of the condos going up, of the churches, of the spires of the churches that are closely located by it. And it also references the changing tree line. After all, this is the forest city, so Jhyling wanted to reference the way a tree horizon line is seen from a distance.
The way it ends up being viewed or being experienced is that you kind of have to really be into the piece itself. Not just a passing by thing. You have to take your time to digest it, should I say, to really know what you feel about the piece on its own. And she encourages that as well.